So Trump's numbers are finally falling off, and I know a lot of people who are relieved by this, but I don't think they're seeing things clearly. His numbers seem to be falling off for a reason if you'll listen to the press, and that's because he's come out after what's called a Gold Star family, a Muslim family who lost a child in Iraq. I see it differently. Donald Trump has normalized the powerful hating on the powerless. He's come out in the press and he said that this family attacked him, but they didn't. This powerless family, this family who gave everything they had, attempted to defend themselves from a man who attacked their way of life, who wants people like them kept out of the country, people who actually make these sacrifices, he wants kept out of our country. He is the powerful attacking the very much powerless. Donald Trump has a platform, a national platform, an entire party behind him. He has primetime TV shows. He has what we're told is a real estate spread that's worth billions. Not that I believe it, but it's what we're told. And this family had one moment in their whole lives where they could speak to a group. It was the most powerful they'd ever been. They had a podium for a few minutes. Not a great primetime spot, far too early for most people to catch. Almost everyone just caught it when it was covered later in the news. But Donald Trump had attacked their way of life. Once people like them kept out of our country, these people who are making this sacrifice, and they attempted to defend themselves and show that they were worthy of sharing in the American dream. And Donald Trump took this as an attack, as if these people have the power, the energy, the motivation to come after someone like Donald Trump, who's protected by layer upon layer of wealth and security. He's encircled practically in a fortress. And this family who has to walk out tomorrow morning and see their neighbors when they get the newspaper tried to defend themselves. And this petty, vile little man sees it as an attack because he's normalizing the powerful attacking the powerless. And I'm worried, not because I think he's going to win. He's getting his ass spanked. I'm happy to see 538's finally moved him down to about a 33-34% chance of pulling this out and dropping steadily. But even if he loses completely, convincingly, with a mandate for another candidate, he's made this normal. We now live in a world where to say these things, to feel these things, to share them with other people and to encourage them to feel the same way is completely normal. And that scares the living hell out of me, and I think it should scare the hell out of you too. If you'll look, you'll be told that his support comes from uneducated whites, right? I love the uneducated, says Donald Trump. But the thing is, these people only feel vulnerable to very certain distant groups. Oh, you know, the rich keep them down, the mine owner who puts them out of work, this or that. They've never felt an immediate threat. They've never been afraid to walk past a group of guys in a doorway on their way home from work because someone might comment on how they were dressed or what their legs look like. They've never worried about getting their ass beat in gym because they're gay. They've never worried about having to escape a country that's falling apart with only what they can carry with themselves to try and make a better life. The threats to them aren't existential threats. They've got a safety net to fall back on. They've got family around them. They know they're always going to be supported in some way. Trust me, I've been living in West Virginia for quite some time, and even those of us there who say things are tough because of the economy have this safety net to fall back on, but Syrians don't. Young homosexual boys and girls in high school so frequently don't. So frequently women, people of color, they don't. And I think he's normalized the ability to hate on these people even more. So we're left with a different choice than we've had in every other election. It's not that Donald Trump doesn't completely get the Laffer curve or doesn't grasp Keynesian economics. It's that he is pure, unadulterated evil. He just wants to pick fights with people who can't defend themselves and wails and screams to the heavens if they should happen to speak back with their 2 minutes, with their 2 minutes in their entire lifetime, to speak back against his lifetime of privilege, his lifetime of excess, and his lifetime of hatred, his lifetime of being a spoiled, rotten little brat well into his 60s. I'm asking you to speak out against it. I would think you would always speak up for the defenseless, but at this time that's not enough. What we have to do is reassure people who think like this, reassure people who think it's okay to attack the defenseless because they have some unjustified sense of anger, that it's not all right to feel that way. We have to alienate these people. We have to push them out. We have to either make them think in a better way or expunge them from our lives. Because once this becomes normal, it's almost impossible to go back. I keep hearing people say that this is a turning point election, and I believe it is. But don't think if you win this one, you've won. Because it's not that there's a turning point. If you stop a turning point, you have to go back again and stop it again and stop it again and stop it again. It's not some movie battle that you win or lose and then move on because everything's okay afterwards. This isn't throw the ring into the lava and Sauron's defeated, right? Think about it. Think about the fact that someday you may be powerless, and whether or not you want these people on your back. Try and stand against this kind of hate, please.